Everybody, I'm mL7 and today we have something special for you because we will be reviewing a Gold 1 Lucio player. Let's read the description. Hey mL7, I'm triggered. It's big M, small L. Whatever, let's just pass. I started playing Overwatch when Overwatch 2 came out. I had the game, but I did not really enjoy Overwatch 2, Sweaty, etc. When Overwatch 2 came out, I thought let's try Overwatch again and fell in love with it. I started with maining support and ended up maining Lucio, also playing Anarchy and Zen, depending on the matchup. I want to focus on a more DPS-like Lucio, TikTok Lucio, with diving enemy backline with easy targets like Widow, Ana, Zen, but I still fail to keep, so I keep playing until I get the hang of how to do it right. That's why you're probably getting flamed for feeding. I still have problems with when to use your ultimate. Okay, key moment 1. I don't have any ults to counter from the enemy. This happens fairly often because I die early and can't get my ult until enemies have degs. Also a problem in this match. Then I never know when I should use it, except there is like a moment when my whole team is low. So just hold on to it for like critical ults like Reaper or Risa. Okay. Other problem is your aim. Well, I move a lot to make myself harder to hit, but I'm pretty happy with my movement position, except whenever extend cooldown usage. Okay, if I die, I respawn, so my team's still alive. Okay, Twitch Prime, everybody, Twitch Prime. So, another example for my bad ult usage, because I died once, the Orisa and Sojourn were able to build their ult quicker than me. Should I, in this case, go in full heal bot mode and just try to only shoot the backline for ult charge to counter the Orisa ult? Wait, what? 140, let's watch this. Sounds like you know what the problem is, though, buddy. Now let's see if we can find the solutions.
Oh, hey. Pushing forward.
Wait, what's the time? 104? 140. Okay, so it's over here.
Breaking them down.
So, what we see here is the fact that Timmy 005 has 70% of their ultimate, while the enemy team has their ultimates, almost. Okay, Mercy's dead.
This ends now.
5 versus 3. Wait, did you lose this fight? Good boop. Good disengage. Nah, you should win this. There's no way you lose this. Yeah, you will win the fight, I think. It was a little bit scuffed. So, whenever people talk about, like, Lucio ult usage, you have, like, this big problem. You have to have beat for their ultimates. Well, the issue is, if you don't have your ultimate, then you think that you'll probably lose the fight. But what if I told you that you do not always have to have your ultimate for their ultimates? Because you have a very important ability called Amp It Up. Yes, that's right. It is called Amp It Up. So if you save your Amp It Up to counter ultimates, and your boop sometimes as well, or force the enemies to take bad fights because you split the enemies because you're on a very long flank to annoy the enemies, then it can work. Now, before we go into this, I want to see how you play the fight, because usually, how you get into this situation, usually, you don't farm your gold because you stay too much on speed boost in ranked without actually getting picks, and secondly, you don't hit the enemies. So, I want to see what happens. Shooting, shoot, hello, shoot. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds already. Shoot, spam. Maybe they land. Okay, nice, good. They landed. They land. Okay, waiting a little bit. Shooting the Reaper, pressing him. How many seconds have passed and you have not shot? Shoot. I've been talking about this, I think, in a lot of VOD reviews, and I'm gonna keep on mentioning this example. I had a teammate, okay, when I first started playing Overwatch, when I was like trying to make like teams and plat and stuff, that we VOD reviewed, me and my teammates VOD reviewed him, and we saw that he was not shooting with Diva. He was only shooting 25% of the times. Same here. Shoot at the enemies. Get your gold charge. Yes, you're trying to contest the Reaper, but he's in an uncontestable position. Oh my god, the flicks though. Okay, we're not gonna go into this positioning, but this is too aggressive. This is a little bit too aggressive, of course, and just stay in the back and shoot. If you've already forced Reaper, if you stay in the back here, spam a little bit, you would have already had like 40 to 45% of your ultimate. But let's keep on going into this. Let's check out the next team fight. I'm just gonna stay on maximum speed. Walking back, you're healing them up, boop them, shoot. You walk back. When you walk back and they're out of range, you can still spam. Okay, especially because like you have speed boost. Because I see that you boop them a lot, right? But now they have their ultimate. So if you contested the Reaper, you kite back, you shoot them, you keep shooting them, you stay on heal. And then you're probably like, what, 80% on your ultimate? 80%, right? And if you didn't die, that would have been also extra ult charge. So you've been close and close to the ultimates. But this is not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about, this is like what I wanted to talk about why it was kind of difficult to get your ultimate. It's about like what you do before they get their ultimates. And they were shooting you while you're trying too much to focus on countering the enemies rather than doing your own stuff. Whenever you're playing Overwatch, you should always be proactive instead of reactive. Because if your entire team is reactive, then you have to wait for the enemies to make a mistake. And what if they don't make mistakes? You know? You have to force mistakes. And usually you force mistakes by stressing them out. Okay, I want to see this. So I'm checking from this point of view. So you are in a 5 versus 5. Here's in Nemesis form. You kind of know that I have their ultimates, and you decide to go aggressive. What are we trying to achieve here? We're trying to pressure them a little bit. Okay, go on the side. I respect this. Get it, Lucio here and there, I guess. TikTok, Lucio, nice. You take their attention. This is decent, okay? You get a pick happened. As long as you don't use your abilities when you do this, you should be fine. With time, with more gameplay on Lucio, you're gonna get better. You're going to be able to realize when you can separate enemies and boop them. But the intention here was good, okay? You wanted to take their attention. You wanted to wall guide a little bit, split the angles. I like it. Plus, your team is benefiting from the heals, and you're not using any abilities to do so. Mercy dies, which what this means. You probably have the advantage. You have the advantage numerically speaking. Ult charge-wise, we have to wait and see. Now, what do we keep the boop for? We keep the boop for Reaper, we keep the boop for Sojourn if she walks in, or we keep it to, I don't know, boop them into your team, or maybe after Kiriko uses TP, we can use it for some extra damage to go and chase her. So, you amp because you want to engage, right? You want to engage, but there's one big issue with this. We engage with healing. We do not engage with speed boost. I like the intention that you had, okay? So, I think that this entire video is gonna summarize to me saying, I like what you did, but... So, you're up 1, and you want to pressure. You have the right idea. That's what you have to do. You want to pressure. There's one big problem with the pressuring here. Even if they have ultimates, you have the advantage. If you would have been on speed boost now, when you amp it up, if you would have been on speed boost, then maybe your team could have caught onto the Sojourn and the fight would have been over right now. Like, look at Sojourn. Should have been dead. Genji already would have dashed. Genji already would have dashed. You would have been there. Gamata would have been there as well. So the intention, I feel like, was really nice. We get one pick, you go in. Right? Get one pick and go in. Now it's a 5 versus 3. Small mechanical error again with swapping to healing and not speed boost. You should have. It's okay. You reload with 4 bullets though. You can still do some damage before you reload. And then you get back into cover. Nice boop here, but again, swap to speed boost a little bit more to be more aware. This is okay. This is okay. So, 3 things. First, the setup before the fight. The setup before the fight, as in, if you want to use your beat to counter their ultimates, then focus a lot on getting your ultimate first, rather than countering what the enemies are doing. What I mean with this is put yourself in positions where, yes, you boop the Reaper away, yes, you annoy the Reaper, yes, you shoot. You protect your teammates and stuff, but put yourself first. If you find somebody to go for, you go for. If somebody split. If not, then you shoot the enemies, you try to get your ultimate up, and if you see an opportunity, then you can just use your speed boost for your team to like help you close the distance. Secondly, I love the fact that you off-angled a little bit there onto the right side over here. before the fight started to make the Orisa shoot you, take a bit of their attention. That was good. Keep on doing that. With time, you're going to be able to do like some cheeky plays as in wall guide, boop them in, or play from here and boop them into your team. But just play more Lucio until you get the hang of doing that. Me personally, I am not that experienced with Lucio, although I have like 200, I think, or more hours with him. I might be wrong in all game modes. And I'm still not that mechanically good enough to do that, but I do recognize opportunities like these, I feel like, from a macro point of view. Thirdly, getting the ping onto the Mercy and you amping up exactly what Lucio wants to do in this case. You have the explosiveness. One of the strongest heroes to, I feel like, make your team engage in ranked is Lucio, if you don't want to communicate. Because everybody understands when somebody is dead from the enemy team and you press speed boost that they move faster, right? So you're going to press W. Mercy dead, instantly pull the trigger, go in. You got to pick, you go in. Now, obviously, you work on healing, self-explanatory, you should be on speed boost tag. I like the fact that they're getting cover right after. That was really good. And let's see, again, this part. This part with the ultimate. So that was amp usage number 1. About focusing in team fights. You see Kiriko onto the side. You have a lot of things to do here, okay? So, first things first. Reaper low, maybe shoot the Reaper. If not, you focus on the Kiriko. You focus the Kiriko. It's good. You focus the other support. But, very important. You don't have your beat. You have a pick up. Use the speed boost. You can always save the amp or the next amp or the speed boost for when the enemies are going to use their ultimates. This is what I wanted to get into actually when we first watched the team fight initially. If somehow you do not have your ultimate available, Lucio can still counter the majority of the enemy's ultimates with the speed boost. With his speed boost, I mean. So, Orisa has ultimate, speed boost. Reaper has ultimate, speed boost. Sojourn has ultimate, speed boost away. Speed boost and amp it up. Also with boop. In this case, you counter Reaper's ultimate with your boop. You countered his ulti. Could have countered it a little bit harder with your speed boost. This was good overall. And now about your bit usage. We're gonna check key moment number 2 in a second. Let's see about bit usage. So you have 2 options here, okay? You have 2 options. If the fight is over, I would say, and you win this team fight, and the enemies die, so they can't get their ultimates, they can't farm their ultimates fast, I would recommend fast engaging the next team fight with beat. Why? Because this is what's gonna happen. Should happen. If you go in the next team fight with beat, because you don't have to use it for anything else, like a beat engage, and what you do is the following. You wait, usually, you wait for somebody to be out of position, or for a cooldown to be used, a Suzu, a Rate, a slow from, I don't know, from Sojourn, the slide, a spear, a fortify. One cooldown. At least one cooldown. If you can't close the distance that easily. Then you amp it up, you use beat, everybody goes in, and you win the fight. Because if you do that, your teammates will not feel pressured to use Ramatra ult, to use Genji Blade, or to use Sojourn ult. But the key here is the speed at which you do it. Because if you hesitate too much, then here's what's gonna happen. 1, your teammates might use their ultimates, and you might overlap ultimates. Second, if they don't do that, if you don't take the next fight fast, the enemy team might farm their ults fast. So yes, use beat, but Sojourn might already be at 50% when you decide to use beat. So speed is key in this case when you're going to take the next team fight. Fast. The secondary group, go in with beat. Now, if your team uses their ultimates, don't do that. Because if you use beat, the enemy team dies, then you have ult advantage next fight, they use Sojourn ult. Or both of them, Sojourn ult and Blade. They die, they still don't have their ultimate, you farm your ultimate, Gamatra next ult, they don't have their ults, you're getting close to your ult, they're getting close to their ults. You know what I mean? But you have to pull the trigger fast if you lose that team fight. If you wait too much, then you're just gonna give the enemy team sufficient time to farm their ults up again. If your team uses ults when you want to use beat, and the team fight is won, of course don't use beat. But if the enemy team is 50, 60, 70% on their ultimate already because they played, a team fight that took 20 to 30 seconds, then maybe it's best to just save the beat for when your teammates are low, or save it for their ultimates, of course. Okay? Like, you have a window. This is how you need to view it. It's like this. I'm gonna open this image. It's like this, okay? So, literally, team fight is over. They use their ultimates. You don't have what to use the beat for, and now the clock is ticking. And it is ticking. It is ticking. They're regrouping. Fight is happening. You're waiting for a cooldown. No cooldowns are happening. The fight is still going. You can't keep the distance. And I want to use beat. But the window finished because they're already 50% of their ultimate. You know what I mean? Okay, let's continue with the second moment. And I feel like with Lucio, by the way, as a quick heads up, I feel like with Lucio, you should do the same ultimates as with Mercy. The thing is that with Lucio, I feel like you're not gonna get that judged compared to you're gonna get way more judged than Mercy Valk usage, because beat is a huge ultimate, right? It's a very big ultimate, and everybody expects you to counter people, to counter enemies, to use that at the perfect time. But you will never learn how to use beat adequately, accordingly, I mean, if you do not do bad beats, okay? So try to use it early, try to use it late, just get in the hang of it, just press Q without having anxiety, and just do a ton of them, and you're gonna understand the moments when to do them or not. As names above, I have problems with using my ult. In this case, I wanted to use my ult against Junk Tire, even though it died at the end because of our Sojourn, but I probably should have not done that because it would have not done... Wait. It wouldn't have done that. We probably would have not died from the Orisa plus Sojourn ult afterwards. As I said, I have problems using my ult. If all obvious ults I can counter already used by the enemy. Lucio is more than his ultimate. Your support gameplay is not dictated. Support doesn't equal ultimate. Ultimate is just... Do not use your ultimate... How can I say this? Here's what happens. You're viewing your hero like this. They have Riptire, I have to use beat. Meanwhile, the enemy team is seeing it like this. I have Riptire, I'm gonna use Riptire. They might have beat. You know what I mean? You're already stressing yourself out too much with your beat usage. Relax. You have the control, okay? You can use... If you don't have beat, no problem. Win the fight without beat. How? Split the enemies away. Use speed boost to catch somebody off guard. Use boop to displace somebody out of position. Go for a 1v1 duel if somebody's isolated. Use your speed boost, amp it up to kite away from enemy ultimates. You can do a lot of things if you don't have your ultimate. Your ultimate is not the only thing that you can do to the enemies. It's not like, I don't know, the enemy team goes like, oh my god, Lucio has ultimate. What are we gonna do? Holy shit, guys, what are we gonna do? He has ultimate. No, that's not what's gonna happen. It's just annoying to deal with. 450 to 521. Let's continue. 450 to 521. I want to watch the fight a little bit before. Nice. Amp it up. Amp it up and go for Genji. A little bit too late there. Okay. Nice, guys.
Now we push. Do not falter.
Oh, let's break it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. I mean, that was a good beat, honestly. That was a good beat.
Oh, let's break it.
But here's the issue. Junkrat players will do exactly that. Like, see what I mean? Like, you use your ultimate and he's like, so he has beats? Okay. Fine. I'm just gonna wait out the beat. And this is exactly what happened. With where your team was being positioned, this fight was not lost. I don't know if it's lost or won. This fight was not lost because of your bad beat usage. In this case, by the way, what happens is this. Because, so here's what happens. Everybody's grouped up in this position. He's using Riptire pretty close to you. You don't have Amp It Up. Use Riptire and you hear it close. If you don't use beat, you're dead. If you don't use beat, you're dead. This is the best beat that you could have done in this position. The issue that we have, though, is you getting into this position. Okay? This was a good beat. Otherwise, you know what would have happened? 3 kills. 3 kills would have happened. Maybe you would have activated this. Mercy die, Mercy dead, you dead, and Ramatra dead. In this position from here, really good beat to counter Riptire. Very good.
Your team is
if you would have Riptire from Nagnia and stuff, I don't like, from over here, give you some time. Of course, I think that you would have waited with the beat and stuff, but you probably heard it super close, so you use the beat super early. Now, what happens is the following, though. Beats used, you have Amp It Up now. You can always Amp It Up. Guys, speed boost your team away. You hide, they go for a kill. What happens afterwards? I don't think it's about this. Amp It Up, Amp It Up, Amp It Up, Amp It Up. See what I mean? No Amp It Up being used. So, we're gonna split this team fight into 2 things, okay? 2 big things. Bug number 1, which I'm gonna analyze afterwards. which is before the team fight and after the team fight. So, Riptide exploded, and now what happens? Fox, Sojourn ult, Orisa ult. And now you have to be a speed boost demon, okay? You have to use your ramp it up. You hear ultimates, you hide. You have the beat, nice. Riptide is away trying to shoot it. You go around, by the way, you're not shooting here. Probably don't want to give your position away, I understand that. You see the Riptide, you start shooting, start shooting, start shoot, start shooting, shoot. Now you shoot. Fox.
This ends
Amp, swap. Amp it up. Run, shoot. Wololo, get away. Bye. Sojourn ult, useless because you can't shoot, cannot get shot through walls. Fox, you can kite it. By the way, Lucio's amp it up, I feel like is probably one of, actually, I would say, is the strongest counter right now against Kiriko's ultimate. Because it gives you 30% speed boost instead of 50%. You can kite it incredibly easily with good amp it up usage. You can kite the Fox out easily. Maybe Mercy would have lived. Maybe Ramatra would have lived. If you would have used speed boost a little bit earlier and everybody would have gone around this corner. Okay? So, do not focus that much on your ultimate. If you're like, your ult is cool, yes, it's strong. If I fuck it up, I'm gonna have my amp. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have my amp. That's it. You have like a mini ultimate. A lot of Lucios, I feel like, just don't envision too much on their ultimate in this case. Okay, but I want to talk about this. Okay, you say that you want to go in a more Reddit Lucio style. Okay, you want to go in a more DPS aggressive manner. Now, what do you need to do in order to do this is understand two things. Number one, how fast you are, and number two, how fast the enemies are. In this case, learning response is what's going to help improve your gameplay a lot, okay? Because I see that you have the balls to go in. I see the balls. I feel them, okay? Shut up, chat. So, in this case, Orisa died, Mercy died, and Sojourn died a little bit earlier, probably, because she's over here, okay? So, if you press tab, you'll realize that in front of you, you only have Kiriko and Junkrat. That's it. Meanwhile, with you, you have three people. You have Mercy, you have Junkrat, you have Lucio, and Sojourn's pushing the robot. So, in theory, you're going to be in a 4 versus 2 over here. But, you have the advantage, and you back out. You know what I mean? You have the advantage, and you back out. Let's watch from over here again. Because this might help you a little bit better. So, fight is happening, Ramatra's dead, boom. You press tab, you know that Sojourn died earlier, you know that Orisa died now, you know that if you check the scoreboard earlier, Kiriko would have respawned, okay? This is where you see me press tab a lot, because I check respawn timers. So, in case you're confused as to what I'm saying, it takes you, if it's not overtime, 10 seconds to respawn. Apart from the 10 seconds, take it to account how much time it takes you to go get back into the team fight. In this case, if Orisa respawns, so she's dead 10 seconds. This is at 5:32 she respawns. Plus the amount of time it takes her to get back over here. That's what? A minimum of 10 seconds? You can deduct a little bit. Let's see, you can subtract. Let's go with like 8 seconds. So you have what? 15 to 18 seconds until Orisa's back? Okay, Sojourn died as well. You can see enemy respawns? Yes, you can. You can, if you press tab and the portrait is not blurred out, then it means that they respawned. You see this timer, okay? This is the timer that you see in game as well. It's very similar. And this helps you out because in this case, what happens is this. If this is the top 5 under Lucia, okay? She died. Speed boost, amp it up. Go in. Just go. Mercy on the side, okay, you're a bit afraid of the Junkrat, okay, she TP'd in, going to the Mercy, melee. Good. Now what happens? You remember Orisa died, you remember Sojourn died earlier, 10 seconds to respawn, you press tab, you know she respawned, she slides, you know that she's not quite back because like 5-6 seconds kind of not passed. She's kind of close, but you still have an opportunity, you still have a couple of seconds. Swap to amp it up. No reason to back out. One on robot already. You're making progress. Amp it up, amp it up, amp it up. Go, 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 go. Faster, faster. Boop, melee. Genji would have not died here. And then, another thing. This happens when you play for a Mercy. This is for every support. If somebody dies, try to look fast at that body and see if Mercy wants to go for the rest or not because you might want to help her. You amp it up to survive.
Now we push.
By the way, you have another option here, okay? A bit... You could have won this fight in another way in this case. because Orisa died. She's still not back in the fight. Mercy's gonna be back soon because she's gonna fly to Orisa. In this case, right after this happened, you could have been proactive with your beat instead of waiting for them to do stuff to you. You could have dropped the beat, everybody just chased the Junkrat, chased the Sojourn, and maybe you can get the kills before Orisa and Mercy are gonna be back in the fight. Even if they don't use their ultimates, you'll cap the point. You'll get in the lead. You will do okay, you know? But then you play passive. So, we're gonna go into review soon, but I wanna watch the next team fight. I feel like this gameplay, you're focused way too much on what the enemies can do to you and not what you can do to the enemies. Okay, so right here you're back. You regroup. Get into an angle to shoot them. Shoot them. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Nice, you shoot. You can amp it up. Perfect. Good amp usage. I like it. I like it. Nice. This is good. Nice. Going aggressive. Look, for example here, another aggressive opportunity. You only need one person on the robot to push it. Genji's push deep. Fighting a Sojourn because you can hear her. Sojourn's going there. You could always just wall ride a little bit and shoot. What? This is what needs to go in your brain. Whenever you're playing Lucio, I feel like. You have to be like, not what are the enemies gonna do to me? No, what you can do to them. And this applies for every role.
The lead is nearly ours. Keep pushing.
10 seconds until lamp. Let's watch this fight. Guide back. Gonna try to boop them away. No, see? Already. Defensive. Not forcing cooldowns, not shooting the enemies. Defensive instantly. Right? You have a lot of mobility. A lot of mobility. A pick happened. I want to see the amp usage. Amp on speed boost. Nice. Saving the boop maybe for the rest. No rest happening. Nice. That's proactive. But you see what the issue is in this case? You're waiting for something to happen created by your teammates and not by you. You know what I mean? Not by you. So you have to take matters into your own hands and play more aggressive and do mistakes, okay? Don't be afraid to do mistakes. Don't be afraid to do bad amps. Don't be afraid to do Pepega wall guides. You have to go for these opportunities. It's like the one that he had over here in the first team fight that we reviewed, that was perfect, right? So literally, the fight was happening. Your teammates were here. The enemies were there. And you decided to split because you realized it was risky, you took their attention, you were still healing your team, you could always counter what they were doing, and you created a different angle. That was perfect. Push that to the limit. Push aggressive ultimates to the limit. Push aggressive amp usage to the limit. And we're going to go into what to work on to improve fast in a second. So, I would say I'm gonna add to aim a little bit. And I'm not joking. I feel like learning how to aim improves your confidence levels probably the fastest in games. Because you can do as much theory as you want, but sometimes just aiming better solves a lot of confidence issues. I would recommend for you to go into custom game modes, into workshop modes, into deathmatch even, and try to play a bunch of Lucio and understand how much damage you can do. You're shooting, you should shoot a little bit more, and you should try to think who can you go for. When you went for Kiriko there, that was perfect. I loved it. But you saw there was a moment when even in that Kiriko duel, you reloaded when he had 4 bullets remaining. You know, like if you would play him a little bit more in these 1v1 scenarios, you'd understand to reload a little bit later, like when your clip is about to be emptied. Positioning wise though, bro, I gotta tell you, I feel like you have a good understanding of the hero. I think that if we're going to fix the issues of playing too defensive, you'll understand positioning. I don't think that this is the issue that we have here. I think that the issue that we have is probably more correlated between like cooldowns and decision making. And I'm actually going to put cooldowns onto like 15%, okay, onto like 15%, because, and it's going to look... Yeah, it's kind of going to look like this. Yeah, the graph is going to look like this. So let's go step by step. So again, aiming will help increase your confidence levels into like taking isolated duels and maybe getting picks for your team instead of like being afraid of them and then booping them away and then that's it. Okay, you're gonna try to shoot the enemies a little bit more. Positioning is good. I like where you're playing from. You care about your teammates a bunch. And honestly, if I would play in your rating, I'd love to have you in my team if we would play in the same team. Now, if we would play ranked, I would love for you to be a little bit more aggressive. About cooldown management. Over here, this is going to blow everybody's mind, but what if I told you that your beat is not the only way to counter what the enemies have with Lucio? You can use your Amped Up, you can even use your Speed Boost without Amped Up, and you can use your Boop. You can also use your Wall Ride for that matter if enemies are going to look at you, and you can force some ultimates away. So don't be afraid of saving Amped Up if you cannot do a good beat. Sometimes it's better to do an average beat and an amazing Amped Up, because Amped Up is on a very short cooldown. And don't wait for a lot of things. Don't wait necessarily for like a lot of things to happen before you can punish them. You know, you can take initiative. Now, about your decision making, this is again all related to playing more aggressive. And here's what I want you to do. Okay, this will be a little bit more practical. This is from the previous vote review. This is what I want you to do. So first things first. Practical things for you to build your confidence fast. 10 minutes of deathmatch/workshop mode with Lucio 1v1. You just shoot enemy heroes. Secondly, per game, think about... No, do not think. Don't think, just do. Do 3 aggressive Amped Up usages. Okay? So use your Amped Up to catch people off guard. You just have to count them. Okay? You just have to count them. You go like, this means that you can go for somebody out of position, or you can use it to, I don't know, you go for somebody. This is really good. Okay, so per game, do 3 aggressive Amped Up usages. 3, try to counter ultimates with your Amped Up. 4, if enemies use ults, then you have a small window to do the beat, to use your beat fast, because otherwise they're gonna get their ultimate to 50-60%, and then you're gonna be stuck into that decision making of should I do the beat, should I not do the beat, you know what I mean? And 5, this is going to be the biggest one. Press tab to see response to understand where the enemies are. Lucio is right now, I think, the only hero with speed boost for the entire team that's not on an ultimate. Is that right? No, Junker Queen has also a shout. Okay, whatever. Lucio's like the traditional one to speed boost your team around for picks. So if 1 or 2 heroes die and your team is 5 versus 3, go with your team and punish them. Okay, just punish them. Speed boost into them. Use your speed boost. Use that to your advantage. And number 6, and I know that the vote is over, but still, number 6, let yourself... No, don't let yourself. Unleash yourself. Be aggressive, okay? If you do bad beats, who cares? If you do bad amps it up, who cares? If you feed, who cares? Just mute them, move forward, because if you want to climb, you have to play aggressive. You have to look for plays. You cannot wait for opportunities to drop from the sky so you can win games. Maybe they make mistakes. Maybe they don't make mistakes. You have to be a menace, because if you play against an Overwatch League level Lucio, is he going to wait for you to do something, or is he going to do something to you? You know what I mean? Same thing. Be aggressive. You don't know how? Do a lot of mistakes and learn. Free yourself. Unleash yourself. Just do it. And with this being said, unleash yourself, but only 3 times per game. Because otherwise you're going to get reported a lot. There's a fine difference between you unleashing yourself and feeding, and not feeding, and you unleashing yourself and feeding. So, let yourself do some aggressive plays, think about them actively, but don't troll. Okay? Because this doesn't mean that, oh my god, so mL7 told me that I should go for aggressive plays all game long. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Lucio, what are you doing in like spawn? You've been there for the past 10 minutes, and then your teammates, you expect your teammates to be like, yo, let him cook, let him cook. No. Give yourself numbers. This is very important. Give yourself numbers. Three aggressive amp it up usages, 3 aggressive plays. This can also coincide with your aggressive amp it up usages. You can use aggressive ultimates. You can go for aggressive duels. You can go for separate boops. You can do a lot of things. Be proactive, okay? Be proactive. And to conclude this, because I know that I've been pushing it, if you watch high-rank games, or if you watch Overwatch League or Contenders and you don't see this being done that much, it's because for every action that you see us making, we know how to punish it. But in the ratings that you're playing, they have no idea what you're doing. And you will just bamboozle everybody with your hyper-aggressiveness, and you're going to farm through DSRs. So keep it up, and please let us know in the comments if you climbed or not after this video. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed this edition of Teaching Tuesday. Hey, I'm Olaf. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to subscribe. Meow.